would you say has been the most unexpected benefit from using eWebinar?
The engagement and the time in webinars, I was very surprised at how much it changed coming to eWebinar. I think after I saw the initial kind of playthroughs when I was playing with the platform before we had brought anything over, I was like, oh, this is going to help. Like I could just tell my gut was there. I don't think I had any idea how much it would help. So we were going from 35, 40% engagement, maybe on our webinars before. We doubled that. I mean, that's crazy. That's just really, really nuts. Our time in webinar, all of our webinars they hover between 30 and 35 with our onboarding webinars that I've been hosting. And in the previous platform we were on, we were in the low 20s as far as our average time in webinar. Now we're at 28 to 32. I mean, we're at like 90% of the webinars that people are sticking around for. So those are just really big, important chunks because people were missing some of the most important stuff because I couldn't get them there. And so those, like I said, I don't know if the overall concept of those was super surprising, but the actual growth in that, the change in that was surprising.
But 90% watch time, like that's also a crazy number, right? For anyone that's hosted a webinar, that's almost the entire thing. I really do think it's the interactions. I tell people, like, have something that pops up every 3 or 4 minutes, like let it be a tip or a link or whatever it might be. Like you just have to give people something to do. And as you get more familiar with making these videos, being able to set it up and work that into like, hey, here's a poll that's coming up, or hey, here's a link, click on it and pop back. Like if you are able to work those in, it just makes it really that much better.
Well, and don't overthink it. I think it's really easy of going like, I've got to make sure it's the right things at the right times. No, it's not. Put them in, run it for a month and see what happens. And if you've got links in there that nobody are interacting with, okay, then explore that. See if there's something better to fit in at a different time. But I think with any of this stuff, especially if it's new, if you're exploring it as a new product, it's so easy to get overwhelmed with, I just can't think through, I can't process through all of this stuff. It's if you ever watched any of mine, it is exactly the same as if I'm hosting a live webinar. I literally do not approach it any differently, except I reference, hey, I'm going to throw this stuff on the side panel. Hey, take a look. I'm going to put this link over here. I mean, you're doing that in live webinars anyways, but now we just have it timed out to where I know that they're going to show up. So I think a little bit ahead of time about those pieces, but the process for me has been absolutely no different than just hosting a webinar. So that's been nice. I kind of relieved that pressure for myself and then have just played with the interactions to see kind of what works.